Hello everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Welcome back to 30 Days of Sketches Scratch Scrap Timber. We are on to day 12. Wow, we're flying. So today's sketch is really fun and one that I think that a lot of people will find easy to use because it's two photos. You could make that into a one photo if you needed to. And then it's just a shape. I am going to go ahead and go with that shape, that heart shape, and play around. So you're going to see how it all turns out and my plans, but it's a good one. I think a lot of people are going to join in. So for today, the theme is to use a cut file, and that's pretty easy to do, especially when you're following the same shape that you see there. Our special guest is Danny V, so make sure you check out what she's creating. She's doing both the sketch and the prompt today. And then, as always, go check out the lovely Scrappy Sisters. So Jess or Katie will be up with the layout, and Laura Alberts as well. Everyone else that's playing along will be linked down below for you. All right. I have an idea on what I'm doing. I have a cut file. This is one that's kind of just been in my stash. I'm trying to work through those and really just use what I have. I also broke my cut file mat for some reason. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. Anyway, so I have some new cut file mats coming to me from Amazon, but they're not here yet. So it's a good thing that I have a back stock of cut files because yeah, I wouldn't be able to play with them otherwise because I can't cut them right now. I have these two photos of my boys and I'm just trying to find the right balance here. Now you're watching me go through all of these options and I did want to talk about them for a minute. I know they were really fast, so you didn't get to see them a whole lot, but I didn't like the yellow because it was too grungy for these bright photos. I didn't like the blue. It worked. I totally could have made that blue work, but I just did a layout about Jackson in that same background because that paper pad from Vicky Booten comes with multiple of the same. Didn't want to use that. I was okay with the white, but then the cut file, of course, got lost because it was white on white. And considering we were supposed to be highlighting the cut file today, I decided maybe not. And so I went to this blue. And I have to tell you, this was a hard decision for me because it's really bright. And I don't normally do that type of bright on a layout on top of bright photos, on top of the patterns that I chose to be in the background, like you can see in the sketch. So it was a hard decision, but I went with it. And I'm really happy with how the layout turned out in the end. It was hard to jump the gun and go for it, but I am happy that I did. My trick that made it work for me was actually to take the layers that you see in the sketch and bring them forward in front of the cut file versus having them peeked behind, because this is a pretty intricate cut file and the fact that there's a lot going on, so it's busy. I have two busy pattern papers and I have two very bright and almost busy photos, and so it was just a lot. But bringing the patterns in front of it just kind of helped make the cut file be there, but it's not too much. And it's almost like you're doing mixed media to soften the background in that kind of form. That's almost what the cut file is doing there. And then I used some of the pre-made words for sunny days, and then I'm going to add the word style. So it says sunny days style because these boys have some bright clothes and they love them. My son, Jackson, has some cool summer style. He really likes the bright clothes right now. He's all about that. He wants to wear black, which is funny in the summer because no one wants to wear black, but he wants it with like that Batman shirt. This is big pop of like neon green and all of that. So, and Barrett's got some pretty bright clothes as well. And then on top of that, his bike is a Wiggles bike and it's red and yellow. So that's quite bright. There's just a lot going on. And it's just funny that they both kind of really dig being in those really bright colors. And Nora does too, actually, now that I think about it, but I just liked to document. Sometimes it's nice to kind of see how the same and different the boys are because you can link them in that way. And then kind of do Nora all on her own. It might not seem fair, but I like to do that a lot of times when I'm comparing, because I remember Jackson at Barrett's age and I compare the two, whereas I do compare Nora with them as well, but because she's a girl, it gets compared differently and not even on purpose. It's just kind of how it works, if that makes sense. Anyways, long story short, I don't want it to sound like I'm making any of them better, because they're not. I love them all just the same. They all have a fun style. They all have their unique personalities, and I love them very much. But it is funny how we do that sort of thing. Anyways, so that is what this layout is about. It's just documenting my boys' style and the fact that they love color. It helps that you can tell I love color. My vehicle is orange. So we're a colorful family, except for Sean. He's not one to wear, he'll wear red. A lot of his sports teams are red, and that's it. He's black and blue, and like navy blue. Every once in a while, I'll get him to wear a nice, almost the blue you can see in the background. I'll get him to wear that every once in a while, and he looks really good in it because he has blue eyes. But it's rare. He doesn't do that a ton. Complete side note there. Okay, so I'm using the Sunkissed collection from Simple Stories. This summer, the little bit that I was able to scrapbook, I didn't get a lot done. But documenting summer has been mostly with this collection. It just has really spoken to me this summer. I love the pops of color, and just everything worked. So it has kind of been my go-to collection for documenting bright and colorful and summery type layouts. And I'm just going through everything, all the ephemera. I bought this whole collection from Scrapbook Your Joy. And so I'm just going through it all, trying to see what I can use. I was able to use one of these little fake brads. I love them. They're kind of epoxy sticker things. They're so cute. But I was able to get one used up, which is awesome. Even one, oh, maybe I did two. I got two. But even just getting that is good. You do what you can as you can and make that work. And then I'm going to finish it off by adding just a couple more pieces to wrap it up, including taking this piece of ephemera and cutting it. And I did want to mention that if you're going through the ephemera packages and you like something, but it's just not exactly quite right, change it to make it work for you. It's yours. You get to do what you want with it. So don't be afraid to cut things. I'm not a big fan of that green. And so I trimmed it, and now I have a journaling spot, and it works perfectly. Covered up the bus that I'm never going to use. So keep that in mind. I'm also going to add the sun and put the heart back on top of that sun. So I've got some nice visual triangle of that yellow and that little pinwheel. So there's something on Jackson's side as well as Barrett's. And that is going to wrap up this layout. So I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about my random kind of blabbering there. And make sure you check out all the links below. I'll see you all tomorrow, and have a great day. Bye, everyone.